Good evening. It's time for Comics and Cocktails with Cliff tonight. My special guest, Joel The Geek. And we'll be back just after a few seconds. Maybe. I think. Right after this announcement. There, now that I got that out of the way, Joel is here, finally! It's magical. I knew it'd be magical. The magic was getting you on. That was it.
I haven't heard that since I was at a bar last weekend. Oh.
Oh, Bruce. Anyone want chili cheese hot dog while we wait? Good Lord. It's happened, folks. We're here. I'm whistling the girl from Impamina.
My.
Good Lord. Good evening, JSS, and John's Comics for Kids, and No Good Comics, and Bruce from Kingdom of Nerds, and JSS again, and okay, maybe
cool. Silliness.
Of course you're breaking up.
Of course you're breaking up. Why not? One of those days.
Let me close every unnecessary window right now. Let me close the program I'm using to talk to a really cute Irish boy who likes comics and horror movies.
What?
Yeah, I can't land anybody unless they're 26,000 miles or 2,600 miles away or better. Right?
I'm actually chatting with a guy in Portland, and twice I've been in Portland, and we both weren't able to meet each other. And it's like
you're not making a case here for us, you know? You're like, I can't even do it in my own state. And I'm like, I'm gonna talk to somebody in Ireland because he's fun.
So what you're doing is you're making plans to go to Dublin Comic-Con next year is what you're trying to do. That's what
it didn't even have a real Comic-Con. You know, and not to mention, if I'm gonna go see a dude, I don't mind if there's comics involved, but I'm not gonna we're not gonna do that. Like, you know, I'm like, show me your drinks, show me your food. I'm gonna show you all the movies that you should have watched before you met me, and like that's gonna be our bonding experience. You know?
That's what it is. Yeah. Yes.
You know?
Did it, girl. Did it. Oh, thank you for the.
What am I? I forgot how I said it once before. I forgot what it is. It's like there's a trio I really like. I'm gonna do this because I can't resist. I gotta come up with it. But there's a trio.
Oh, John, I hope I get to meet you too. The circumstances will not be the funnest, but at least we'll see each other for sure. We're going to be in Portland for a friend's funeral, or memorial, I should say. But we get to see each other.
So, you're near Portland, right?
I am about 30 miles, or less than 3 miles from Seattle. I'm about 3.5 hours from Portland. I'm in the Pacific Northwest. I like to say, that makes it easier. If I say the city I'm in, it's a small town. Not everyone knows it, so it's just like
All right, I remember now what my travel slogan is.
Okay.
My travel slogan is feed me, fuck me, and film it for our memoir.
Oh. The 3 Fs. That's what you got to call it now. There's the 3 Fs.
The 3 Fs. Yes, exactly. And we're at the 4-minute mark, so I'm not at the 7-second mark where YouTube hates when I drop the F-bomb. There was another one I told my friends where I'm just gonna. It was something I'm just gonna eat and fuck and travel or whatever it was. I can't remember what the third part, but then I realized it's feed me, fuck me, film it for the memoir, and that's it. So that's a Clip on Comics original, everybody.
You need to put that on a shirt. You have to have a shirt or a button or a sticker that says that, or Or a badge, like some sort of badge you can pull up and show people.
Well, listen, my very first Brotherlow T-shirt came in, so I'm excited to show that off. But of course, where I was originally going to show it off wasn't working. Mark Spector has arrived. Good evening. Kenneth Bird, hello. Brian LCS, also hello.
Hello, gentlemen.
All right, so the tedious question first. For those who do not know you, I don't need your entire comic book origin. Let's start with what comic book made you go, I'm going to collect comics.
Oh, I didn't pull that one. I should have pulled that one.
You don't have to pull it. You just talk about it. You just share from the heart.
The first comic book I ever got was at a spinner rack at a little mini mart at a RV park in 1980 something, and it was a copy of The New Mutants. It had a picture of, this is kind of dark and creepy, it had a picture of Kitty Pryde hanging on a wall surrounded by weapons.
Oh, I love that. I vaguely recall that.
Yes. I picked that one up along with a comic book that had Superman and Superwoman flying on it. And that was a comic book that I talked about when I was on Ryan's channel, Magic Lasso's channel, just this last
So that was DC Comics Presents annual number 1 or annual number 4?
It was annual number 4, I think.
Right, with Luthor in the middle?
Yes, with the 3 Luthors. A bald woman, Luthor in his weird get-up, and then another Luthor in his daddy harness leather outfit.
Well, that's because in that one, she had amnesia and they were at a comic book convention.
They were at a comic book convention. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it was so good. I love that. I too picked it up, and I picked it up in Canada at my grandpa's, my papa's smoke shop in the strip mall near their house.
A smoke shop, even better. Yeah,
because it always had that weird, like, smoky urban atmosphere, right? And then, like, the comic always smelled like it.
Well, I still have both those issues, and that's what started it for me. So
exactly.
And now I can never stay away from a New Mutants comic book. If there's a New Mutants comic book out there, I'm buying it.
You always got to take it that next level, Bruce. You always got to take it that next level.
I mean, if I had a harness, I would be wearing it right now too, but I don't. So.
Would you do it like you do harness to core?
Caliber shirt.
I like the Excalibur. Is that an Adams Excalibur headshot piece?
I think it is. It's by a guy who does tees. I found him on Twitter originally, but I follow him on Instagram. I can always send you guys the link to his. I think he uses I forget the name of the company. It's one of those companies that has comic books, or no, has like t-shirts you can buy. I forget what it's called. So,
I love it. Excellent. All right. So, oh my God. So how long have you been collecting, and were there any breaks?
Oh, there was this huge break from about 94 till about 2004, where I wasn't collecting because I was in undergrad, college, and then I sort of collected a little bit during undergrad, college, and then I was in graduate school. And 4 years of graduate school, all I was doing was thinking about school. So I missed a lot.
It was only a 10-year mark. I'm sure you did some damage recuperating it.
Oh, I've been doing some damage recuperating. But the coolest thing is, a lot of guys my age, there's always the story of, well, I went away to college and so had my comic books and they're gone. Well, that didn't happen. I was able to keep them.
Yeah.
I still have all of them. Behind this wall right here is the room that I keep all my comic books in. Almost 5,000 comic books.
Damn.
Yeah.
I am, hold on. Yeah. I know. Oh, I have a lot. There are a lot. But what you cannot see here at all is 40 short boxes.
Nice.
And this room has plenty of short boxes.
Nice.
And the room behind me has long boxes.
Ooh.
And I've been collecting since I was 7,
Okay.
9, 10.
Yeah, I was about 10 years old when I started. So
You know, like 10 was like when it became. No, not even. I mean, yeah, Man of Steel is when it became serious.
Oh,
right.
Man of Steel. So that was the 80s. Yeah.
Yeah. So like it was like, oh, Superman comic, and then Man of Steel was like, must have all of them. You know.
That's me with Wonder Woman when George Perez started doing Wonder Woman.
Yeah. And didn't that take forever? It took forever.
I'm in the process of trying to get the missing comics from that volume. I've got about 70 to 80 comic books from that volume of Wonder Woman left to get. That's my hunt for the year, is to try and get all those. So,
yeah, my first unintentional DJ Link's in the house. Hey, DJ.
Hey, DJ.
My first my first Wonder Woman foray actually was like a little bit of George Perez in here and there, but then when Phil Jimenez was on the title, I had to complete that run. And then it pissed me off because I was faithfully buying it, and I'm like literally the only dude buying the comic in the shop, and I was still missing 4 issues. No. Last year, I found the last of the 4 issues that I was missing.
Yes.
You know? And then, of course, before that, I had ordered the omnibus just so that I had the omnibus so I could enjoy all of it, right? And of course, I tell Phil this story because I'm a crazy person. Every time I see him, I give him an update on my life, and I remind him that there's an episode of back in the day of Oprah where Rosie O'Donnell was talking to Oprah, and she goes, "Oprah, you don't understand. You have a starring supporting role in my life, even though you're completely unaware." And so I tell Phil, I'm like, "Phil, you are a starring supporting role in my life, but even though you don't know it, you know." Like his episode of In the Life on PBS, like I watched it with my mom, and like it just had such an impact.
I forgot about that.
Oh, I never forget. It had such an impact on us. The girl dressed as Wonder Woman talking to him at the con in that episode about Wonder Woman's hair. That conversation has mutated from me watching that show to other artists I've talked to, and artists who've drawn bigger hair on Wonder Woman and Storm and Kitty Pryde because they've all talked to me about hair.
Oh, that's so cool. That's such a great story. So, you want to hear my Phil Jimenez story? I haven't seen it since this happened. It was San Diego Comic-Con. It was about 90 or 92. I was there. He was just starting off doing stuff with Devin Grayson. They were promoting the JLA and the Titans having a crossover.
Yep, love that.
I hung out with him, Devin Grayson, and Eddie Berganza at the booth for maybe 2 or 3 hours, just chatting and hanging out. And he was in cosplay as Tempest.
Nice. Which is a rare feat. It's a rare feat to have caught him in any cosplay.
I know, and this was in the 90s when he was just starting out. It was still fresh, and I mean, it's still in my mind. I have not been able to see him in person since then. I've had small little chats here and there on social medias with him, but oh man, I so want to see him in person again because I have so many things I just want to talk to him about. I don't even care about signing things. I just want to talk to him because he was
that's how the last time I saw him, I was like, I don't even have anything to sign. I just want to talk to you and take a picture. And he's like, oh, okay. And I just unloaded. I'm like, my boyfriend broke up with me over text. We were supposed to be here together. And like, blah, 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 blah. And like, it just hurts the self-worth. And I'm like, and I'm always thinking how I want to publish a comic. And I'm always so afraid. Just do it, Cliff. Just do it. I was like, see, this is why I need you. This was like 4 years ago. But still, this is why. Well, no, it wasn't 4 years ago. I've lost track, maybe 5 years ago, but then I have my little interactions with him on social media. But it's so funny, like I'm just like, I just unload, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry. And I have the best and the worst interactions with him in the last 25 years, you know, and it's just wonderful. It's wonderful.
Great story. Oh my God. Oh,
But no, he's great, and I had him sign stuff. I've been there when people told him that to his face. That's like, well, don't you think Wonder Woman should be a creature of vengeance? And he goes, Wonder Woman should never be a creature of violence at all, right? And I was like, yeah, dude, did you miss the entire point of Wonder Woman's last 30 years? And I went off. I was like, just because her island was attacked by Omax, she should abandon everything about herself? I was like, no.
I mean, even right now in Absolute Wonder Woman, she could go off, and she is not. She was raised by Cersei on an island in Hades, and she still is like, hey, everyone, stay inside your houses, please. Yep. I don't want you to die.
Yep. You know, and see, what that story is doing really well, and it's hard for me to explain this to other readers, is that story does a really good job of her spirit and her kindness comes from within.
Right? It's her personality.
And a movie that does that terribly is Man of Steel. Man of Steel doesn't convince me that Clark is heroic because it's part of who he is. It never explains anything, really. And the sequel isn't much better with his mom telling him, you know, be their hero or don't. You owe nobody nothing. And I'm like, y'all know nothing about the Mom and Pop Kent. I was like, you know, this man got Mom and Pop Kent wrong for 2 straight movies.
I mean, you still have Kevin Costner play Pa Kent, but
yeah, and at least the Pa Kent story about
under the overpass, son. I'll go get the dog.
That was the dumbest shit ever. You want me to suspend disbelief? I don't care what superpowers I do and don't have. You know, I am not going to let my papa die, especially not over the dog. You know, I'm sorry. And the dog saved himself. All right. Yeah. Way to piss off everybody.
Yeah. Like, that would have been more of a time where he should have said, son, it's time. Go. Use your powers. Do it. Actual Dracula's in the mix. We have Dracula here tonight?
Yes, we do. Adrian's fabulous.
Okay.
He's got a great art show on his channel called Blood In, Ink Out. It's great.
Oh.
It's wonderful. You know. Must have been a good dog. I'm sure he was a good dog. I believe in all good boys, you know? I will not acknowledge him.
For a while back in the day when I had a TikTok and they had started like they hosted Justice League on Max or HBO when it was called HBO. I had this TikTok where I would say, "What am I watching today? Is it Justice League?" And I would put something else on and go, "Oops! Oh well."
Did you ever watch the 4-hour one?
No, that was what I was making fun of. Was the 4-hour?
Okay, well, no, because it's very good, right? But it also is very long.
It is, right? Yeah.
You know, but I was like, oh, this is what that crazy bastard was going for. Why did you go on tour answering questions about Batman getting raped in prison? Bitch, don't share that shit. That shit turns me right off. I was like, this was actually good. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, the chat is full of slander and counter slander. I am sorry. Still say Gal Gadot was a horrible Wonder Woman. No, I will not. No, that second movie was trash, but no.
The second one, they just did not. He did not have to come back. He did not need him to come back. She could have totally been fine just fighting Cheetah. She did not have to have her love interest come back and steal someone else's body. Like that made that movie just
Yeah, you know, there's all sorts of things they didn't need to do. That was one of the why did he have to be in some dude's body? Why couldn't he just magically appear? Period.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But I mean, I understand they're trying to get the idea of how when you make a wish, there's always going to be like a back. There's going to be a bad thing for it.
And we never heard her wish. We never heard it.
Right? We never heard. He just showed up.
Right. I assume, but we know the wish activates because she's holding the stone. I assume, and my friends who saw it with me assume that she wished for more time with him. That's why he appears and the watch means something because she wished for more time. But by wishing for more time with him, it's his spirit in some dude's body.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So but even still, there's so many things that movie could have done to fix this up a little bit. Honestly, it opened with a lot of Superman 3 energy in the mall, and if it had just maintained that, I would have been fine with that movie.
Right?
You know?
I did like they got Linda Carter to have a little cameo at the end of the movie.
Everybody loved it. It was like the saving grace of the movie. Everyone's like, oh, Linda Carter was perfect. I was like, yeah, her whole minute and a half was great. You know?
I love how she turned around and winked at the camera like, girl, you go. You go, queen.
God, this man here, you just no mercy. Gal Gadot couldn't act her way out of a paper bag if her life depending on it.
I mean, I did.
And someone had the nerve to say that shit to me about Linda Carter when I was a kid, and I lost my mind.
Oh.
My mind. I went to blows. Hey, Mama Bear. Good evening. Your boy is out of control, talking shit about Gal Gadot. Rein him in. I would have let Gal relocate my shoulders any day of the week.
So I saw Snow White last night.
I hear she's awful in it. I hear she's awful.
She plays a good evil queen, not the greatest.
Yeah, but not compared to Regina on Once Upon a Time.
No, she is not.
You can't hold a candle to Lana Parrilla. You can't have Lana Parrilla. You cannot come. You must come with your triple A game. You can't even come with your A game. Lana Parrilla gave you sex, scandal, villainous, all at the same time in every single scene. And when she needed to, intelligence, cunning, vulnerability. That woman served it for days.
There was a moment in the movie where I thought she was actually going to put her hand in someone's chest and take out a heart like Lana did, but she didn't. But it was so close. I was like, oh, she's trying to give Lana energy. She has a moment of camp that I was thinking, what drag queen would do this? What drag queen would try to reenact this moment? I'm trying to. I couldn't figure out which drag queen would do it, but there's.
Don't worry. The next season of Drag Race will answer that question for us.
I hope, because she had this like full on like head to toe gowns, just dripping in jewels, but like she just wasn't giving full energy at times. But her transformation into the evil little hag, really good.
Yep.
She looked great as the hag. But the movie overall was okay. It was fun.
I hear the young lady who stars in it did really nice.
Oh,
really nice.
Has a beautiful voice, and the guy that plays her love interest, great ass. Well, they're right there. Great ass.
Oh, at least they gave us some ass, because I heard he's just okay looking.
He's I don't see him being a heartthrob in other movies, but he did well. Yeah, he did well, but he got a great ass. I saw that. Was a really great ass.
Well, you got to check them boxes. And he's cute enough.
Right?
This person who looks so unidentifiable, and I'm struggling to place him.
I know, I can't remember his name. We tried looking.
You know what? He's got brownish auburn hair and blue eyes. Yeah, that's good. That's a good combo. That's a nice combo.
Right. But overall, Gal Gadot, she wasn't the greatest, but she did her role really well. She did try.
And that's what's important.
Yeah.
I guess. I'm going to wait for streaming, because I'm like, if I don't hear glowing reviews, I wait for streaming.
I think it's better to wait for streaming. I saw it in the movie theater only because I have a Regal pass, so I didn't have to pay anything extra. It's one of the 2 movies I saw this month. It was worth it. But you can wait for streaming. It's fine. There's nothing big in it where you have to see it on a big giant screen and be like, oh.
Yeah, right? Although I would defend Wicked for big screen.
Oh, God, Wicked.
That shit where she's falling in the broken pieces of glass and she sees her reflection, but it's her as a child in the reflection. And I'm like, you need to see that shit on the big screen. You need to experience. I mean, there's a lot of other moments you need to experience, but that moment is like the clarity, like you can only experience that in the movie theater.
Yes.
And still, I mean, people who are like, I don't understand why people are crazy about this film. And I was like, I don't understand why you're crazy about mayonnaise. Shut up.
No, thank you. No mayonnaise for sure.
Now mind you, okay, mayonnaise in my life, mayonnaise has a place at a time.
Same.
But that place and time is not you sitting in front of me dipping your French fries in.
Oh, that was one of the things I went to Europe and I saw people using as a condiment for French fries. I was like, no.
Okay, but first of all, did you try it? Because I hear European mayonnaise is amazing.
I don't remember if I did. It was so long ago. That was in like 2000. Oh my gosh, that was 2017. That was
We're all traumatized, I know.
so long ago.
I had a no kink shaming mayonnaise. Oh my, Mama Bear doll. Oh my.
Kink shaming mayonnaise. Like, if that's your kink, go right ahead. But you know what? The only time I eat mayonnaise is when it's in deviled eggs. That's it. The only time.
Oh, you put mayo in the mix?
That's how you make deviled eggs. You put mayo in it.
Well, apparently I've been getting it all wrong because I'm a mustard bitch.
Well, no, you still put mustard in it. You put mustard and you put mayonnaise.
Yeah, I put mustard and I do a pickled relish.
Oh, I don't like pickles. Oh.
No. You don't. It's not like you drown it. Okay. You have to. First of all, I use one of those tiny ass teaspoons. Right. You got to do it by ratio because you don't do it.
Okay.
You're gonna ruin everything. You know. And you want a spicy sweet pickle relish, so you gotta go out of your way, or you make it yourself, right?
See, I don't even like pickles. So trying to make relish with pickles, that would be just.
You've never even made your own pickled red onions? They're so good.
Oh, pickled red onions. I love red onions pickled. Yes. There used to be a diner here where I lived that had that on their sandwiches, and it was so good. I was so sad when they closed. They had a really good burger, and they put pickled onions on it. It's good.
Mama Bear doll defending and coming in from Tennessee.
Oh, that's like country crock. Miracle Whip is the country crock of mayonnaise.
Yeah. I can't handle Miracle. You want to
say but it's gonna be.
My whole family down here, we hated Miracle Whip growing up. My mom would buy it once in a while, and it's like, this is awful. Then we would go to Canada, and my granny would make, tuna fish sandwiches or even salmon sandwiches. She'd get the cans of salmon where you break the salmon open and take out the bones and then make tuna fish style with it, right? And my mom would be like, this is so good. And we're all like, oh my God, Granny, this is so good. And she's like, well, yeah, I used the Miracle Whip. And we're like, what?
You clutched
the pearls. Full clutching of the pearls. Miracle Whip is just better in Canada. It's just better in Canada.
Things are better in Canada sometimes. I mean,
like someone on the quality assurance board in Canada was like, no, you can't do that shit here. You can't do that shit here. I remember the first time I had a quarter pounder in Canada. Number one, don't you dare call it a quarter pounder. Number two, that shit was a quarter pounder. I was like, oh my goodness.
That's funny. I love the fact that you can still get a chicken wrap at McDonald's in Canada.
Oh my! They're bringing them back this year.
That's what I heard. They're bringing
it back this year because it's available nearly everywhere but the United States.
Yep.
I never understood North American fascination with ketchup. We like our ketchup. Now, I believe ketchup is reserved for specific things, right? Some people are so anti-ketchup, it's maddening. And some people are so abusive with ketchup, it's maddening. I'm in the middle, I like to dip a fry in it, And you know what? I don't even mind dipping my fry in a good homemade mayo or a nice aioli or even some mustard. I'll experiment. I'm not a snob, especially if it's a really good fry.
There was a time, a full year of my life, I only dipped my fries in mustard for some reason. I don't remember why, but I did. I'm salivating just thinking about it. Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna blame a European boy because that's why I tried all these weird things anyway. It's always a man, Cliff, where'd you learn about Italian wine? Oh, I'm cultured. No, Mateo. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And you know what? I'm so happy. I'm so happy I had Mateo in my life. It was wonderful until it just was nothing, but it was wonderful when it was wonderful. And I'll never take away all the beautiful things we shared, like learning about wine, learning more about my favorite cuisine in the universe. I even have an Italian digest cookbook that he got me that's in Italian.
What?
And I translate the hell out of that thing.
Damn.
I made the little microscopic meatballs, which apparently is more common in Italy than I thought.
Really?
Yeah, there's like little tiny meatballs, and then other things that they refer to as meatballs are not meatballs at all. Like it's just like, now we're going to take the grated cheese and the wonderful breadcrumbs that you just baked off in the oven, and you're going to mash them together with these mushrooms and form balls. And it's like, oh,
That's one of my favorite things to watch is Pasta Queen. Have you ever watched any of Pasta Queen's stuff?
I do like she's fabulous, just like you, right?
Gorgeous.
Yes, I like her, but my favorite is the husband and wife in Pasta Grammar. They're my favorites.
I don't think I've seen them.
Oh, you need to watch Pasta Grammar.
Okay, I was looking at. My other favorite is this gal who's
not always, Brucifer. Not always.
Brucifer.
Thomas, hi. You know, you can immediately feel where all the queer energy is flowing in the chat. You know, it's the best.
I love it.
You know, oh, that reminds me. I made a top 10 queerest X-Men moments, and I want to know, and I started at the bottom, and I'm going to work my way up. All right? And you tell me if you agree or not.
Bottom.
The first one is the wedding of North Star and Kyle. Marvel's first same-sex on-panel wedding.
That was a good moment.
Right? Worthy. All right, number 9, Karma's love story in New Mutants. Karma being an out lesbian for years, including moments with her girlfriend Galora.
I'd have to say when it was an X-Force, it was just like this thing. No one was like...
It was just there.
She just shows up in X-Force and she's got a girlfriend. And they're like, okay, yeah, cool, we're fine. Like, no big deal. Speaking of Karma, I picked this lovely thing up at Emerald City Comic Con.
Oh, what?
Isn't she gorgeous?
She is.
Oh, this is thought I had to buy it. Like, I'm shaking because it's so gorgeous.
You're like, I need this. This is, yes, it's everything.
It is.
I'm so glad I brought up Karma.
And there was a gal cosplaying as Karma on Sunday when I was cosplaying as Colossus, and I just about died. And she even like made her leg look metal, and she was I just told her, you look so gorgeous and iconic. I'm so impressed at what you're wearing. She was like, thank you. I was like, she just looked, it was this actual outfit. She was actually cosplaying this outfit. And I was just like, oh.
Beautiful, just beautiful. I you know, most of the time, like, because I want the best to come out of the artist, I'll tell them like, no, give me your version of the character, you know, and then I'll just come back and just be like thrilled by the surprise. And some of them just are like, no, dude, just tell me what you want. And I'm like, okay, Mr. Pensinka, hold on. I'm like, you know. I'm like, I need energy. I need this boy punching through Roman columns. That's like, you got it, dude. See you Sunday.
It's possible. Big butt. I have two prints of Nightwing with just big butt.
As it should be.
And I bought them both. I got them both at Emerald City last year, and those artists were there again this year. And I brought friends and said, look, here, you need to buy big butt Nightwing right here. And there's one where he's like getting his laundry out. But first, it was amazing. Oh, one of my lights went out. Hello. Anyway.
It is amazing. We're going to come back to that because I highly recommend you should just come out here for FlameCon and just enjoy yourself.
I so want to come to FlameCon. Oh, I've seen it over. I first heard about it from Jane Miles explaining the X-Men, and I was like, what is this phenomenalness? And then COVID happened, and then like life changed, and like I just don't know if I'll ever be able to afford to go out of state to go to a con, but I would love to go to that one for sure.
Why do you say words that depress me? You know, because I can barely afford to go to Heroes Con this year, and I am doing everything in my power, including not buying new books. I am doing everything in my power to get there. You know, so
God is very good.
You missed out, Bruce. You should have went. Year 2 was amazing, and it only keeps getting crazier, I hear.
There's a small college up here north of me that is actually doing a queer convention, and they had their first year last year, and I'm going to go to it this year. It's only one day, but I'm just going to go there for it just to see what it's like. I'm excited to see it in the area. So
I love it. All right, my number 8.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
Hellfire Gala of 2021. The X-Men's answer to the Met Gala, featuring high fashion and openly queer representation.
8.
I'm giving that the number 8.
That is
I'm giving number 7 to Krakoa as a queer haven. You know, the Krakoa era is the golden age of queer representation and polyamorous subtext.
Yes.
Focusing on Cyclops, Jean, and Wolverine, in case anybody missed it.
Well, even the New Mutants themselves, like living in a pod together, like how polycool can you get? Like seriously.
You know, but when they did that map and they showed the Jean, Wolverine, Cyclops interconnecting bedrooms, I mean, like that was dead ass answer.
Yeah, that is a throuple for sure. They are the throuple.
All right, Dakin being bisexual, he's my number 6 because I feel like I felt like they cut to the chase pretty early in the meeting. I'd be like, we met Dakin. Ooh, Dakin's his son. And then very much he's like using his pheromones to seduce dudes. And like, you know, we got the memo. I enjoyed it. Number 5, Emma Frost and Destiny's conversation about gender identity from Immortal X-Men number 8. You know? Where Destiny refers to Emma as a creature of instinct, leading to a discussion about queer identity and representation.
Oh, I love it. Yes.
All right. Number 4, which means a lot to me and less to other people, and we need to get our shit together. Bobby Drake, Iceman, comes out as gay, and not the shitty Jean Grey psychic conversation. The Uncanny X-Men number 600, where adult Bobby has to have that conversation with himself. That part was done very well.
That was done very well. I did not like that Brian Michael Bendis did that, where he had Jean say that to young Jean, say that to young Bobby. That was just like, come on, man.
But you know what? But teenagers are all sorts of things. Sometimes they really impress us, and sometimes you got to remember that you're a teenager.
Sure. So many balls.
Right. There's so many balls to juggle. I believe that she was coming from a place of where she felt like she was trying to do him a favor.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously there's going to be backlash from that, you know? And I think I'm not all of us, but I feel like a lot of us have always had that one friend that's like, look, I want you to know that I know. And if you don't ever want to talk about it, it's cool. But I want you to know that I support you no matter what. And I know.
I had a friend who said that years ago. Like, I knew, but I didn't know if you wanted to talk about it because you really hadn't come out yet. So I just didn't say anything. I'm like, Rich, I think you would have helped me more if you'd said that, because I might have had a better experience of coming out.
Right. If you could have just said that, like when we were 15.
You had said that when we were 20 and I was like going out on the weekends on the DL and you sort of knew, and you could have said, Joel, what are you doing? Or like just sitting there and it's like, hey, Joe, buddy, oh, you're sleepy today? Too much clubbing last night at Ecstasy? And then just let it ride. Let it ride. I've totally done that. Oh, that shift you took for me on Sunday morning, I so appreciate you getting up after being all night at Numbers. Mm-hmm. That was the club I went to in my 20s.
Like, bitch, I've listened to the radio. I know what the gay nights are. You were out on the gay night. Wednesday night is gay night. Everybody in the county knows it. I know it. And you were out on gay night. That's it. All right, my next one, which is this is a favorite of mine. X Factor number 45, Richter and Shatterstar sharing their first on-panel same-sex kiss. We had to get to 2009 for that, okay?
Yeah.
Painful.
But there's this little like Shatterstar series really should have been called Shatterstar and Richter, or Shatterstar and Richter, or Richter and Shatterstar, because really it was about the relationship.
Yeah. But I like their representation despite the Rob Liefeld of it all. Number 2 is Mystique and Destiny's relationship is confirmed. First we get a little taste in X-Men number 255, but then we get the full-on, full-blown confirmation in Powers of X. I don't know why people call it Powers of 10. I call it Powers of X. It's a goddamn X. I don't care that's a Roman numeral. It's an X. Number 6 in 2019.
That was a good one.
And number 1, because it was there for me when I was a teenager. I was 14. It was a year after my grandmother passed away. and it was Alpha Flight 106 in 1992, where North Star comes out as gay.
Yes, that's awesome.
He deserves that moment because really, that's the character, that's the series that had to kick that freaking that door open.
Yeah, that's a great one. I'm so glad that chose that one. That was excellent. Cool.
Oh, so I just thought that would be fun since you have a lot of X love, and I have so few people to get X loving with.
I've made a few friends in the last year or so, actually in the last 2 years, because I found out about a queer. This is something I hope you can come to. It's only one night. It's a queer party and drag show. It's called Homo Superior, and it's all X. And
where is this?
It's in Portland. It's going. I can't say the date yet. I know the date, but I'm not allowed to say anything about the date for this year yet. I have been told it hasn't been officially announced yet, but I know when it's happening. So if you can come to it in the coming years, it is so good. You got Demanda Martini, you got Daxclamation there. We got a bunch of
course, Daxclamation. I saw her as Starfire a few years ago.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you got Demanda Martini, and last year she was Destiny, and Dax was Mystique, and they just.
I'm sorry. In 2024, their theme was Final Fantasy.
Oh, that was a different show. That was another show.
Oh, that was a different show. That is great.
Yeah,
that is great.
Almost is X-Men X-Men Mutants every year, and the last year they focused a lot on just like the 80s of it all, and I dressed up as the first time I went, I dressed as Havoc in his original outfit, and I made the mistake of getting a Zentai suit that did not have a fly, so that was a fun night.
Mm-hmm.
Bathroom.
Oh my! You know what? I don't know who this one dude is, and they tagged the photographer, but not the what I'm going to call a model. What a shame! But he does a lovely 2-piece and nothing else in between Cyclops. Woo!
Who was that? Yes, I've forgotten who that is. He was very nice. He's a thought.
He clearly is. He clearly is.
Yes, there are a lot of
all over there.
They have a lot of great go-go dancers between all the. Oh yes. Oh my goodness, he's even nicer. He is. Oh, he's so gorgeous. I don't know if it's a picture on his or if it's on Demanda. Demanda has a picture of him, and she's as Jean Grey, and he's holding her, and it's
Oh, we're gonna have to follow that guy. All right, everybody.
But last year, I don't know if you've gotten to that picture yet. It shows Dax and Demanda dressed as Destiny and Mystique, and she's holding a baby Nightcrawler. I love that.
Love the baby Nightcrawler. Bruce, go find yourself some hairy beast somewhere. I'm sorry. Like, God bless you. Just go find them, all right? Go find them. That man had a perfectly nice, natural patch of hair.
There was a guy the first year who was one of the go-go dancers, and he was Puck. And he was a short king furry bear, and he was gorgeous.
That's what I'm talking about. Get all the kings out. All of them.
Yes. So I'm looking forward to this year. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm actually making friends come with me, whether they like it or not. Like, they're coming to this event. One of them, he's dressing as Magneto because he does an amazing Magneto. So, and the other one has a really great warlock. I'm telling him, I'm like, you need to bring your warlock. He's like, no, it's going to be inside. It's going to be so hot. I'm like, I don't fucking care. You need to wear him because we haven't had a good warlock at the event yet. But anyway, that's an event if you can ever come out.
I'm Bruce, the Chewbacca cosplayer.
Oh, whoa.
First of all, if I do come out, what am I even doing? Do I want to do gray skin beast, black skin beast? Do I want to do black fur beast, or do I want to do like a Nightcrawler, or do I want to do
those are both.
Or do I just want to like wear some outrageous like completely rhinestoned out shit and just do Iceman?
Oh my god, that's
just so like I'm walking around just blinding everyone in the room like as I move through.
Just rhinestones up the yin yang.
And it's just like, how many rhinestones out of that? I was like, it was only a small mortgage loan on my house.
You'd be spitting out rhinestones for days afterwards. They'll stop you at the airport on the way back. Sir, why are you glittering? None of your business.
I had her at rhinestones. I love it. I love it. All right. So the next part, I've had COVID all week, so I have not been to the comic shop. So I hope you've been to a comic shop recently.
I've been to a comic shop. I post about it on 2 different social media apps. I do a short on YouTube, and then I do another short blob on Instagram of what I get.
I highly approve. All right. That's bringing us to, let me make a mental note. All right. The comic of the week. All right, sir. I will put you in the position of power.
Oh, doesn't happen too much for me.
I know, right? I got to keep the thrills going here.
All right, so this is the book of the week for me. It is X-Force number 9. It's a what is the word here? I have my glasses on to read it because it's put it in tiny print. It is what they're calling part 6 of 7 of X Manhunt. So it connects to the little mini crossover that's going on right now in the X-Men books. But
yes, I've only read 2 parts of it. Is there anything redeemable about Xavier right now other than I want to save my daughter? Okay, bitch, but really you're a monster. Like, why am I helping you?
Yeah, I don't like how he's sort of not telling everyone why, and so they're all really pissed at him as it is, which, I mean, the other book that came out this week, Exceptional X-Men, they have Kitty try to explain to these new mutants who Xavier is, and she does everything but call him a jerk.
Right, which she's known for.
She's known for saying that. She says he's not a nice man, but he is someone that is a part of makes us who we are. And they're like, okay, yeah.
Love that.
Thanks for noticing the J on the wall. Yes, John is jealous of that J. But I love this book because the tie-in is very minimal. Like, there's a connection, it's important, but they're still focusing on the main story. Whereas, like, sometimes that happens in crossovers where a writer's writing a really good story, they got a really good plot line going on, and then they have to stop it to do a stupid crossover that really doesn't really connect well with the story. I'm talking about X Factor, how many times X Factor has been ruined by crossovers. So they did a good job of not letting it ruin the main storyline, but still he's in there, and there's a important plot point about him and his daughter, but I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil it for you or anyone else. But it's an interesting little side story that's going on. But my favorite part of this X-Force storyline is you get to learn more about Sage. I've always found Sage to be a really interesting character. He doesn't really get much development or character strength, and so like this issue, it's really about her and her connection to Xavier and her point of view of Xavier, which is really great. You're seeing her point of view of who Xavier is and what she thinks of him, and how they've been there for each other. And then she brings in a small.
She was his Hellfire Club spy for the longest, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was, and like we didn't really learn that until she was in Extreme X-Men, and it's like what? And she really.
No, but I loved it. Remember the one time the X-Men inadvertently saved the Hellfire Club? And she was the first one. She goes, "We will grant them safe passage this evening." And it was like, "Oh, Sage has spoken." And I'm like, "You two-faced bitch, I love you." Like,
right? So that's my comic book of the week. I failed at the ones I got. So.
Man, you just made me feel something. That was so good.
Yeah.
I would love when comics actually make me feel something. Now I might actually give half a shit about that storyline. The only part of that storyline I've cared about so far is Storm, Mistress of the Elements.
That was
you won't touch him.
That was my pick of the week last week. If I had to pick one last week, that one was a really good one. She was just showing her Omega levelness, just her like iconicness, and like they brought in Maggot. We haven't seen Maggot in ages, and I love how they brought Maggot in. It was great. It was so worth it.
So great, so great, and I approve. Well, that was the comment. And you know that means that's going to have to bring us to our next segment, which I am prepared for because I'm so happy that comics come by mail. but I am gonna do. Well, you know what I mean, buying stuff. But one honorable mention. So I've been working on my George Perez run, and one book has been eluding me for a while, and I did just get it, and it's Wonder Woman 49.
Oh, I love that cover.
Right?
Do I have that one, or do I need that one still? Let me look at my list. Oh, that's such a good
Quickly,
cover.
opening CLZ.
I don't have that one yet either. I'm so jealous of you. Oh my gosh.
I have been holding out for I've been holding out, and then I got the little notification that this was up at my comic shop, and I snatched it, and of course I read it immediately, and I just I just adore this issue. It's like this whole look back on Wonder Woman, where she is now. She just defeated Decay and like saved all these people, and then she flew off. And it's like she's only left us with questions. So like the local news is like doing a full report on, who is Wonder Woman, and a look back on all of her achievements, including little segments about her and Donna Troy not having met.
Ooh, yes.
And then the little segment where they finally did meet, only Donna Troy is now Troya.
Yes, I have that part. I just recently picked up that part of the run when they finally met.
Yeah.
That's
I love it. And George Perez wanted to have Diana kneel to Donna because Donna's status was now goddess-like, and DC editorial was, oh the fuck no. Oh the fuck no.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
And that's one of my few George Perez gem of a story. That story is a George Perez, Phil Jimenez together in Connecticut with me story that I love.
Oh.
Now, for my BussyBuster, this one's super fun.
Okay.
This one's all about fun.
Better be.
It's not about like, oh my god, it's such an amazing collectible. It's like, oh, I've been looking for this forever. It's so and so's first appearance. It's the first time Storm was allowed to fart on screen. No, it's nothing like that. It's just fun. And I got a really good deal on it.
Whoa, yes, the disco variant covers with Captain America. Look at that deep D. Yum.
Yeah. It was $30. There was no way I was going to pass it up. So I put in 30. I put in 36 on the bidding, and I got up to 30, and that was it. I won at 30.
Nice. That's
less than the cost of going and slamming one myself.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's America's deep D right there.
This is America's deep V, and I love it. And I love a little sexy Steve. I love that for him.
Oh, that's so cool that you got that for such a good price. Yes.
So that is how it became my Bussy. Did I do the BussyBuster logo?
No, you didn't do the BussyBuster logo. You forgot.
Oh no!
Love it.
And there we have it. Woo-hoo. Now I'm gonna move you into the.
Okay. Oh, let's see. Okay. This is going to be my BussyBuster, and it is one of my newest favorite cover artists, Mark Brooks, and it's his recent cartoon or animatified characters, and it's Rachel and Betsy. Look at them! Look at them! They're so gorgeous! Look at my ladies! Oh, I love them so much.
I listen. He's such a lovely guy.
And I tag him in things, and not only does he like them, he will sometimes respond back, and it's just like,
So I recently saw him in Canada this past September because Ryan Otley had like a major family issue and canceled on Ottawa Comic Con. So Mark Brooks jumped in his place.
oh my God.
And apparently they're friends. And Ryan called him directly to be like, this is terrible. This is going on. Can you do this favor?
Exactly.
And Mark Brooks is like, yeah. And Mark Brooks brought a brand new Disney like Deadpool Wolverine comic with him that I guess they had already ordered from him, but now he was actually going to be there. Some weird shit thing that happened, but it was hilarious.
Look at it. Look at her. Look at them. I love that he put Rachel in her like Excalibur-esque look, and then he put
her hound
pre early, like before even being in the X-Men books look, and just gorgeous. Like gorgeous girls wearing gorgeous outfits. Look at them. Oh, love them. Mwah. So this is going in one of those comic. Have you heard of Comic Capsule? I'm gonna put this in one of those and put it on my wall. It needs to be up on a wall.
Yes. And you know what? I get so suckered by Comic Capsule because like you can buy 10 and save money.
Now they have it where like if you buy some, you get entered to win a giveaway. And I was like, no, don't do that to me.
Yeah. Yes, Comic Toby. Tomorrow I do not have a show in the morning because I was originally going to a convention. But now, since I've had COVID all week, I'm not so sure I'm doing the convention. And I'm sad. And I have no guests for the morning. And also my mom is sick. So I'm having a lovely cocktail with my buddy over there. And this is where we're at.
What con were you going to go to? What was it?
King Con in New Jersey.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you, so if you're one of the first people through the door in the morning, you are entered for a chance to win Giant Size X-Men #1 in a 3.0.
Oh,
and you don't know how bad, because like I'm like this is my day 7 of COVID, right? So you don't know how bad I'm ready. No, I didn't know. That's good because the lady at the thingy told me it's fine. Like I'm ready to put on the goddamn mask, drive down there at lightning speed, get through that door,
to get in there. Just wear a hazmat suit.
Exactly, and I'm like, I'm cosplaying. Don't you know me? I'm Dr. Regulus from the Legion.
You're hazmat from Young Avengers.
I'm hazmat from the Young Avengers Academy, whatever you were going to call it.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Yeah, you're hazmat.
Also, next week's
show
you're
just a random AIM scientist. That's what.
No, I don't do that. I'm not. I don't want to associate with anything that is Nazi adjacent. I'm not doing it. We're not doing it.
Be like the Bobby like Sunspot era.
No, it's over. It's over. No. My tolerance level is like this is the floor and this is me. You know, and just the fact that I portray myself as somebody who's here. No. You want to play fuck around and find out? This motherfucker's gonna come right out.
I love it.
You know, you don't even know. You know, I'll just be out there, and it's all fun and games and sweetness, and then someone says one ugly thing, and I'm just like,
do it.
Talk Phoenix.
You gotta do it.
You know,
Omega level.
Cliff takes it's full on Omega level. Like all my coworkers know about like Totalitarian Cliffbot with my Cliffbots, and then of course there's Dark Phoenix Cliff, and they're like, and what is Dark Phoenix Cliff? I'm like, that's where I'm sick of humanity, and I scorch this earth until there is a pocket few of you to start over. That's Dark Phoenix Cliff, and they're like, okay, you know, and I was just like, all right.
Nice.
And it's such a challenge at work because, you know, we don't want to disturb the clients. We don't want them disturbing each other. You know, we want to have a peaceful and safe environment. And every little break, they want to bring up politics. And I just walk by and I'm like, nobody wants to hear that here. And if you do want to hear it, you take that outside.
Right.
I'll see you in 15 for group. You know.
Nice.
And then they'll poke me because like I have a group that's called communication, you know. So like every so often the topic will be about difficult conversations, and they'll poke me about politics, and then I'll be like, I'm not going to tell you how I vote or if I lean left or if I lean right. I'm just going to tell you that I believe that a woman has a right to the control of her own body, and a body of old white men shouldn't be making those decisions for her. I believe that anyone who identifies as anything that isn't seen as common or the norm still deserves every right to live on this planet and to live as they should, and that we should not be imposing anything on one another. And I believe that if we're the wealthiest country on the planet, that we could solve things like homelessness and food inequality and more. But that's just how I feel. Now, don't bring it up again.
Yes. Excellent. Huzzah.
So like usually that's like how I do it, and everyone's like, "Oh my god," you know, and like
they asked for it.
I gotta be really cool, you know, and like I just try. Pineapple on pizza for all. Oh my God, the controversy.
You know what? If Canadians want to do crazy things, they can do crazy things.
Yeah, Canadians. I love Canadians.
That's who invented pineapple and pizza was Canadians.
Oh well, then that would be it.
Hawaiian pizza, but it was made in Canada.
Wow, why have I not thought about this? I will tell you this: I like to make a pepperoni jalapeno pineapple pizza.
Oh, that's a little.
I think that's very good. Also, sometimes maybe I just want to make a Mexican al pastor pizza, and these are areas where I feel where the pineapple is not wrong.
It's not, because it gives it some sweetness, because it's either the al pastor is very savory. Yeah. That makes sense, but like if it's the jalapenos, that sort of evens out the spice.
Yep. That's when I do the pepperoni one. When I do the al pastor one, my sauce is just all that juiced up hours of slow cooking, pork, and then we do the layer of sauce, and then I have all the just mashed up bits of pork all over the pizza. Then I get Oaxaca cheese to melt all over that,
Stop it, you're making me hungry.
I know, I made myself hungry. It's bad. Terrible. Woo. I believe McDonald's should sell the fish sandwich for the same price all year long, not just because it's Lent. Oh, you know what? Good for you. I believe in the same thing. I also believe that the McRib number should be a permanent fixture on the menu. And B, if you can't cook it properly, then you're not allowed to serve it.
Right.
If it does not have that perfect balance of barbecue and salty, savory pickling, then you're doing it wrong. You should sell it.
Barbecue sauce. I just went to Red Robin for dinner last night and had their Whiskey River barbecue burger. Yeah, barbecue sauce.
Woo!
So
I gotta remember to send Mama Bear some calendar action. Alrighty, so. Wait, did I? No, we did. We were BussyBuster. Yes, it was Mark Brooks. Mark Brooks, right? Yes. All right. So that takes us to
my ladies.
They're beautiful ladies. Beautiful.
Actually, I need to use that sound on the Mark Brooks covers. I should do that sound. This is my ladies. I should do that meme. I should do that.
Oh my goodness, hold on.
Okay.
I keep trying to do so. I often forget to do the proper thank you for my memberships.
Oh yeah, I gotta remember those guys.
So I wanna put that in right now. Yeah. If it will load for me, because technical issues is the sub theme of tonight's episode. So first, the general thank you. There we go. And I lost. Did you enjoy the general thank you?
Oh my gosh. Anything with Nate in it is always good.
Yeah, I know. Oh my God. I would when him and oh my God, I can't Nicole. When him and Nicole broke up, I was like, no.
Right?
Yeah. I was like, I can't handle this. I can't handle you two not being together. I'm like, I can't. And they're still really good friends because they're sweet, decent people.
That's good at least.
Also, I think she's such a great writer. She's writing the Suicide Squad right now.
She is? I didn't know that.
Yeah, go pick it up. Go pick up Suicide Squad. Okay. It features Dreamer and John Kent and Catman and Deadshot and I'm missing somebody. Yeah, John Kent's boyfriend, Gossamer.
Oh.
So, And of course, with Catman being bisexual, I mean, it's a very queer Suicide Squad.
Right? Okay, I have to look at that.
You should. She's really done a great job all together.
Nice.
All right. So with that, we can move on to Rate It or Hate It. So tonight's Rate It or Hate It is brought to us by the Cover Price 3-year retrospective. Yes, 3-year retrospective. Number now. Let me familiarize you with Rate It or Hate It. You as the guest, you're gonna tell me if we rate it or we hate it. If we hate it, we're gonna pass it, right? If we rate it, the scale is 1 to 5. 1 being like, okay, this is for some very niche group of people out there. 2 is in that ballpark. 3 is like, well, I own it, and then 5 is like, everyone should have one of these.
Okay.
You got it? All right. So number 1 doesn't need much of an introduction. It's Janus Thor for the first time, and Thor number 1, Marvel 2014. Do we rate it or hate it?
Oh, let's see. It's Jason Aaron, Dodderman. Oh, man. I think we're going to rate it.
Yeah.
And I think 1 out of 5. Oof. I think it's a 3. I mean, I'm not a big Thor fan, but I know having Thor be female and the fact that it is, spoiler alert, Jane Foster, like, I mean, that was a good decision, what they did. And the story.
And it was a great story. I thought the Jane Cancer storyline was really good.
It's a great story having this and her storyline. And, like, I was reading the Avengers at the time, and she was there and trying to, like, balance being an Avenger and then her relationship with, was it Falcon, I think, in a relationship with? Yeah. Definitely rateable.
So good. I agree. I would go for a 3 all day. It is certainly noteworthy. The next one is questionable. Are you familiar with Inquisitors? Darth Vader is.
I think did I read this? I think I might have that in trade. I might have the trade of that, actually. But, is that Cullen? Is that Cullen Bunn? Or is it Kieran Gillen?
Let me go look.
No, that was that Soule? Is Charles Soule on that one?
You think that they would give me any data? They're like extremely popular. The Grand Inquisitor, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that they would name names? No, because that's not what's important. The investment is what's important, and what you lost in the investment is what's important.
I mean, this is a tough one. I'm gonna hate it. I mean,
and I'm gonna join you because Star Wars, although there are some very good Star Wars comics, much like everything else Disney has done once they've gotten their hands on this property, they go too hard, too fast.
It's
too
just
spread out.
It's not memorable for me.
Yeah.
Like,
right, but none of it is memorable. The only time I remember this stuff is when it's like, oh, look, 3 years ago that was hot. You know? And look at it now, a 9.8, $37. Now, Dr. Afra, she's fabulous, Dr. Afra.
This is memorable. I mean, I could show you. I just, there's all of them.
And her murder bots are so good.
They give so much. They're like Chopper, but to the next level.
Yeah, Chopper's like, I'm a war criminal, and these two are like, we are assassins. You know, like, and we love it.
Chopper's like, I killed a whole spaceship, and they're like, honey, please.
Yeah, they're like, we released a virus on an innocent population.
So yeah, I'm not that big a fan of Vader. I read some of the comic books. I mean, Cullen Bunn and Kieran Gillen. Kieran Gillen was good on some of it. Charles Soule was good, but like it wasn't memorable for me. So it's just not. I'm gonna hate it. Not rate it at all.
No, I understand. I'm with John. Probably toss it a 1 because it is for somebody. But we're not leaving. We're not leaving a galaxy far, far away yet because the next book is the original Star Wars #2 from Marvel in 1977.
So that was a fun run. I mean, this comic book run gave us a bunny in Star Wars. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to rate it because not this issue, but just because of the series and how crazy it was. It was just like, I don't even think like George Lucas was even aware that they were making a comic book. So like it followed the stories, but it went in some wacky directions. I'm gonna rate it just for that reason.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And also, like, I'm totally giving it a 3. It is the classic. I'm never gonna deny the classic of it all, you know?
Give it a 3 too. I would give it a 3 as well. I totally get it. Yeah, it's worth it. And the price, I mean, that's a good price raw. $74. I see that's a good price raw. That's a really good price raw. You know, it's worth it.
Am I creating my own? I'm creating my own echo. I got to be careful.
Uh-oh.
All right. No, some people are just too loud. All right. So, oh my God, go away. Turn it off. Aha. All right. 3 for me. Next up. And I'm very fond of this one. The JLA Avengers Hero Initiative trade paperback reprint in 2022 in honor of George Perez.
Rate it. Rate it all day.
Rate it all day.
5. It's a 5 for me.
It's a 5. There's no question. It's a 5. It is just a 5. I know some people who don't even enjoy this story, and I was like, do you just not enjoy fun and joy? Like, what's wrong with you?
I mean, I wish I had that cover.
Yeah, but still, at least you have one.
Yeah, I mean, I had a chance to get it, but I was like, oh man, I already own it, and like,
yeah. I have the originals, but I had a chance to get this one, and I just grabbed it. I just grabbed it and I ran with it, and I paid regular price for it. And I was like, okay, great.
That's great. I mean, even $99, that's still good. I mean, yeah, $250. Wow, that's amazing.
$250 was a bit much.
But $99, I'd buy it at $99. I rate it all day. 5s all day.
John doesn't know. John, you need to go dig this up, baby. You need to dig it up.
John, I know where you live. I will come down there in my Colossus outfit, and I will make you read this, and I will stand over you.
Okay, that sounds like a win-win, because please show up in the Colossus outfit. You know what? And if I could show up dripping in rhinestones and white makeup as Iceman. And John's like, I can't read it. Cliff keeps flying to me. Shut up, I'll be frozen.
Put on sunglasses.
He can't possibly be talking about JLA Avengers, but maybe he is. No, I feel like he covered this before. He must have.
He might mean, I don't know. I don't know.
John, but then this community is so convoluted.
Explain yourself.
Right, explain yourself, sir.
You know what? Should I call him? I have his phone number. Should I call him? Make him explain himself?
I feel like one of us should call him.
I'm calling.
Oh, no, I'm calling him.
You do it. Okay, you call him. See if he answers.
He might. It's the right time over there.
It is. It's only 6:30. Because he's not saying anything in the chat.
Oh my God! Wait, I do have his number. Where is it?
You have it saved other than John's Comics with Kids or something?
I probably do. Oh, I have it under his real name.
Oh. Oh.
Yes.
I'm trying to have you answer a question for me and my guest.
I'm sorry, I had to jump over to something else.
Of course, you have to jump over to something else and abandon us. All right. So, the thing that you don't even know what it is it JLA Avengers?
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
You've never heard of George Perez and Kyle Busiek? Busiek's Kurt Busiek's JLA Avengers.
No, I don't know that.
You're not aware that this exists.
I mean, I know that there's a ton of like Marvel DC.
No. But this is epic. You do not understand. So Joel is going to dress up as Colossus, go to your house, and like force you to read this. And I'm threatening to show up as an oversized Iceman covered in glitter to blind you while you try to read it.
Sounds fair. That's fair. I mean, I'm in. It sounds like a lot of fun.
It does. I obviously can't plan that trip, but Joel is a lot closer to you, so we got to get you to read this. And I'm shocked you didn't even. You're doing like JLA versus Avengers, like, you know, story for story, and I'm like, this hasn't dawned on you, and I'm like, oh my god, John.
Horrible, John. Horrible.
Marvel DC crossover books are just kind of like money grabs. They're not like, you know.
It doesn't matter. Money grab. Joel is sick as soon as you said the word money grabs. Many of them are money grabs. This is legendary. Legendary. And Kurt Busiek did write a soft follow-up story to this over in Justice League after this took place. But that is beside the point. You need to read it. It's a legacy to the work of George Perez and nothing else.
I mean, I'll put it on after I do Starman, which is the last one you told me.
Oh, bitch, you better hurry up and get to Starman, okay? Because how dare you? How dare you? James Robinson is not getting any younger, okay? I want you to read it and praise him while he's still alive.
Right? I agree.
It's on the list. It's right. It's on the shelf. I've already purchased it.
I know you purchased it. That don't mean shit. You didn't open it. You didn't read anything.
The money has already been spent.
That doesn't mean nothing. Well, I'm familiar with all you omnibussy collectors. Y'all spend the money and then you read it God knows when.
Thank you for help. You just been
I am lumping you in, sir. I am lumping you in until you vindicate yourself. I do dare, John. I do. And Joel is just nodding in shock the whole time, just nodding away.
He knows. He knows the real truth.
All right, go enjoy all the shows that aren't mine right now.
I love you guys.
Love you too. Take care.
I love you too.
Bye. That was great. I don't even know what the time is.
You know what's going to happen? I'm going to be seeing him in a few weeks. I'm just going to buy a copy, and I'm going to sit down, and I'm going to have his daughter take a picture of me standing over him reading it. Just
Yes.
You and everyone else that he has. I'm just going to buy a copy. I'm going to A-OK him a copy when I see him. I'm just going to hand it to him in his hands.
That's it. That's how you have to do it. That's how you have to do it. All right. I'm less excited about number 6 on this list. Batman 28.
I mean,
rate it or hate it?
Hate it just because I'm not. I know Batman's popular, but he's not my favorite DC character. Apparently,
this is the first appearance of Bluebird.
I don't even know who that is.
Right. She's a big part of Batman Eternal. And then that's it. That's Bluebird. And like, do we see her anymore? Do we talk about her? She's just another character that they create to give a spotlight for a hot second, and then off they go. There's some farm where all the dead dogs and all the former sidekicks are all living together.
I don't know her.
I know. That's sad. I'm right there with you. All right, next up. Man, the next one is a cover by. It's Catwoman number 41, the 1 in 25 Sozo Micah.
Pretty.
It is pretty, but I already go ahead. Share your thoughts.
I haven't read a good Catwoman comic book in a while, so I don't even know how good the story is.
It doesn't matter because this book only made it on here because it was a cover by. You know? Not because of the issue, but because it was a 1 in 25 that was really pretty.
I'm gonna rate it. It's gonna be like a 2 or a 3. Just because of the cover. I mean,
you're very generous, and I'm not even going as high as I would never go as high as a 3 for a cover by unless it was George Perez. You know, I'm going. This one's just a 1 for me. It's for somebody, but it's not for me.
I mean, it's gorgeous cover. Like Catwoman, he makes her look gorgeous.
Yes,
and that's an artist, but I wanted to look them up and see what else they made because that's a really gorgeous cover.
I mean, 100. All right, next up. Boy, I'm really trying to juggle the windows. Next up, this is the first Maria Hill. It's New Avengers number 7.
Really?
It's part 1 of the Century storyline too, so that adds to it. Oh no, this is not the first Maria Hill. This is the Illuminati.
Oh, the Illuminati. Oh my God, the Illuminati. Oh my God. Who was this? Was this Bendis? Bendis. Oh, with McNiven. Well, I'll rate it. I'll give it a 3. I mean, only because they put my favorite Spider character front and center on the cover, Jessica Drew. I mean,
boy, that was shallow. I'm giving it a 3 because I thought the Illuminati storyline was actually quite decent and interesting.
I'm sure it is. I haven't read this one. I read a few of the new Avengers, but I didn't read this one. But like, I mean,
you do know who the Illuminati is, right?
Oh yes, I know who the Illuminati is.
Yeah. And you know what they did. Know what they did.
I picked up the trade that was just they had a trade of just the Illuminati storylines, and I picked that up. But yes, I mean, look at Jessica. She's just strutting. She's just cunt.
There's a couple of Jessica books that I'm trying to get my hands on, and I'm gonna keep trying to get my hands on them.
She ate.
Cliff, John, Toby are the comic book Illuminati. I wish we were that exciting. I wish. Like I wish it was that exciting. It's just like, yeah, it's fine. We're cool. You know. It's actually if it was some form of Illuminati, it's me, Lady Fantastic, and John, because we're the ones who send each other life-saving memes and reels every day, you know, because like the world is just in peril and like we feel absolutely hopeless. So let's make each other laugh.
Nice. That's good. That's worth it.
And that's friendship. All right, number 3, I'm a little more excited about.
Okay.
And this one I am very sure of what it is. Amazing Spider-Man 265, first appearance of Silver Sable.
Interesting. I'm not like I just said, I'm not a big Spider-Person fan. Spider-Woman all day. Spider-Man, I mean,
some days.
I did own the Assassination, spelled Assassination storyline in the late 80s, early 90s, and it was good. And it involves Silver Sable. I mean, I'm not going to hate it. I guess I can rate it. It's going to be like a 2 to me. I don't know if I'd want to spend $34 on this comic book. But 2.
I mean, well, I'm giving it a 4 because A, I love Spidey, and B, I love Silver Sable. So, you know, and I think 34 is actually a good pickup price.
I mean,
you know,
and
197 is not terrible for a 9.8 either.
Well, yeah, that I am a person who, if it's CGC and it's graded, I'm not going to spend over $200 for it. So 197, I think that's fair.
You're not going to spend over 200? Okay, so like you would be furious with how much I spent on the third appearance of the Legion of Superheroes.
You decide to spend that much money. That's your decision. I
fought tooth and nail to get Action Comics 276.
Okay.
And with the shipping, it was $270. And I paid for it because the guy accepted my deal. As soon as he accepted my deal, they took my money, right? Only for me to find out it was coming from Hong Kong. And I was sweating for 2 weeks until it just showed up.
Oh,
you know?
That's scary.
And of course, I'm very happy with it. And not only is it the... Oh my God, where... Baby, where did I put you? Hold on. Great. I don't even remember which.
Oh no!
I don't even remember which stack it's in. Yeah, that is a big oh no. All right, hold on. No, we're good. All right. So not only does Supergirl genuinely join the Legion in this issue, it's the first appearance of Brainiac 5, Phantom Girl, Sunboy, Triplicate Girl, Shrinking Violet, and Bouncing Boy.
I mean, that's a good group of Legion of Superhero characters. That's cool. Oh, look at that cover. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, look at her.
I love it. So I'm a big fan of this. And then there's 2 that I spent well under $200 for, and I'm very proud of them. And that is the 5th appearance of Legion of Superheroes, which is the first appearance of Starboy.
Oh, interesting. See, now that would be a comic book I'd want to read. So having it in a slab is like hard for me. That's why it's hard for me to want to get slabs because like the price, and then it's like I have to have a copy that's not slab so I can read it.
I do.
That's my
they're pieces of crap that are held together by thoughts and tape.
Yes.
You
so
know?
Like, this is one of 2 slabs I have, and like, isn't she gorgeous? I spent $50 on her, but my original copy is not in this bit of shape because I read the fuck out of that book. Okay.
Oh. Comic Toby might be looking for a boyfriend. Hello.
I don't expect to have that kind of conversation.
You can find him on IG at Joel the Geek. Go hunt him down. Go say hi. And if you're wondering if I have a boyfriend, I too do not have a boyfriend. But I'm talking to an Irish guy, and I'm trying to make that work. So we'll see.
You're going.
And then of course my last one. And again, I spent well under 200. I'm very happy because it was a whole eBay war thing. But it's Action Comics 267, third appearance of the Legion of Superheroes, Supergirl's first invite to the Legion, first appearance of Chameleon Boy, Invisible Kid, and Colossal Boy.
Oh wow!
Right. So that's 9. These 3 books, I have 9 Legionnaire first appearances.
That's so cool.
And yes, I have floppies, but as I said, they're just in terrible condition.
Yeah, but at least that's my boundary. If I'm gonna buy a slab, I have to make sure I have at least a copy that I can read before I buy it. And I don't want to spend too much. I don't want to slab, and I also don't want to slab my comic books. That's so much money.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a whole variance on that. Number 1, I look for sales, right?
Exactly.
Then I send in the ones that are important to me when there's a sale, or if it's not a sale, it's a special signing and I just can't get to that person. Like I can never get to Tom Taylor.
Oh my God, right? Jim Lee's another one. Like you just can't.
Yeah. Well, Jim Lee I have more access to. Tom Taylor I have 0 access to. So I sent this in for Tom Taylor.
Oh, nice.
And more importantly, I sent this bad boy to Tom Taylor.
Oh, cool.
Right?
That's
so and I explained this to a friend of mine because obviously I collect comics to collect comics, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the slabbing is a trophy system to me in my mind.
I totally get that. Yeah.
And so I'm like, it's a different type of collecting. Now, some people take it to extremes that I don't care about.
Right.
I just like to be like, hey, I love this book. And now like I have a close to pristine copy that means something to me, and that's about it. All right, back to our list.
Okay, yes, back to our list. We have lots of
number 1.
Oh, cool. I have not seen that cover before.
It's the 1 in 25.
Oh, interesting. I mean, I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give it a 4.
I'm with you. Yes, 4 all the way.
I would pay $43 or $160 for that. I mean, it's not that far. It's not that high above 100.
Yep.
I mean, at a 9.8 especially. Like, gorgeous. Gorgeous cover, gorgeous girl, gorgeous story.
And so this is the first time the What If Sharon Carter, who is Captain Carter, this is the first time Captain Carter appears. There's another version of Captain Carter that appeared before this in an Exiles book, but she's not Captain Carter. She's like Captain Britain or something.
I do not know.
So this one counts as the first.
Okay.
Yeah. Real weird, but whatever. Now the last one on this list makes me a little sad, but I love it. But I agree with you, and if I can find the slab cheap, I will snatch it right up to you. Or actually, I have a copy that gets slabbed, so I may do that.
Okay.
All right. Number 1, following the hype of the TV series that left some people wanting and others of us looking forward to more, Ms. Marvel number 5.
Ms. Marvel, totally rating that. It's a 5.
Right? I'm as biased as you are. 5 all the way. 5 all the way. She's great, and I love her.
I met G. Willow Wilson a few times. G. Willow Wilson is an amazing author and creator. I've met her twice now. one of those times she was talking about living in Egypt and during the time just before the coup, and like she's an amazing writer, she's an amazing storyteller, she's just amazing all across the board.
Yeah, I don't know how these writers live. Like, I can't afford to like do anything. Y'all talk about, so my husband and I just went to live in Egypt for 3 months, and I'm like, how? What? Whose means? What was
this was
it?
before she was a writer. When she was still, she said it was when they were young in their marriage, and he was from there, and she decided we're gonna go live there, and things got nasty, and they're like, okay, we need to get out before everything went really bad. But they experienced life, and she just knows how to make a character come alive. I mean, from her Dust to, oh my gosh, what's it called? Dust to Something series is really great. You have to pick it up if you haven't. It's phenomenal.
I have the original series. I can't say enough nice things about it.
Yeah, but this is a 5 across the board. I'd pay $120 for a slab of this. You know?
It's such an iconic cover too.
Even if I didn't have a copy I could read, it's just the cover's iconic. The writer's iconic. It's just iconic days.
And by the way, the actress who plays her now, who's been co-writing everything that Ms. Marvel appears in, I love it.
I think it was really cool to have her do that. Like,
yes, and her voice of
no shade, she is great.
Yeah, she embodies Kamala. The fact that she like thought about how she embodied Kamala, the fact that she submitted her video for the open audition on the last day, right?
It's a cool story too. I'm actually getting goosebumps a little just talking about this.
No, me too, because she is a wonderful presence, and I've really enjoyed her. And I think because she's worked so hard to embody the character, right? That when she writes the character always sounds like the character. She always sounds like that. She always sounds like this.
Yeah.
So that was rated or hated, folks. That was a great little addition with lots of me self-interrupting because I'm crazy.
I was making you go on tangents. It's my fault. Just blame. I do that to people. I go on tangents way too much. I have a friend. Anytime we get together, I don't think we ever finish a conversation. We jump between conversations. She and I hang out. We're all over the place. And we're like, we should do a podcast. I'm like, yeah, we would do a podcast, but we would never finish a sentence.
Yeah, I know. I'm deadly. I'm one who doesn't quite finish. It's really bad. It's a whole thing with not finishing sentences, not finishing thoughts, finishing stories 2 hours later. You know, I'll be like, oh my God, how did we get on this? It was like, oh yeah, the old man in the sea and the fisherman who almost poked my eye out with the chum. And then, you know.
The chum. Oh, that's a good John Steinbeck reference. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, but no, actually, it's not. This is like a story that like ties to me. Yes.
You did actually. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yes, the old man in the sea is like referenced, but then like this old man with the bucket of chum, and we're fishing off the side of a small yacht, and he pulls back, and I don't know why, and then this chum swings around and slaps me right here, and I'm like, oh, like, you know.
That's not the thing you want to have slap you in the face.
Absolutely not on my top 5 list. No. Not doing that. No.
And that's a whole nother kind of story. That's a whole nother podcast about things slapping you in the face.
Tangent time featuring Cliff and guest.
That's a whole other, like, that's what you should just start calling this. Friday nights is tangent time is really what it is.
Well, yeah, I still have COVID, so yeah, that's a problem. Ruining everything. Oh my!
I'm glad you at least were healthy enough we could chat tonight. I'm glad we got to
Well, no, so I have very little energy like through the day, so mostly I'm just like making tea and sleeping and putting lunch together and sleeping and having body aches and whatever. It's just been awful. But like every day, I like that little bit of like energy. I would just save it up and like just do whatever show I was supposed to do, you know. And like people are like, "Oh, you look so good," and I'm like, "Thank you." It's the auto conditioner setting, and like you know. But like I've been a wreck this week, and I'm very nasal, and I've had to go out in public to do things.
Oh no!
You know.
That's
so I've got the freaking mask on. They're like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No," and it's like, "You sound nasally. You stay there." And I was like, "I will happily do so, happily."
That sucks that you did have to go out and do stuff. That sucks when you're not feeling up to it.
Yeah. So like but like that was, and that's just like household things that had to be done. Like, and God knows the work that's waiting for me at work, I don't even want to. I'm dreading all of it. Dreading it.
Nope.
Oh my goodness. Well, you were given a homework assignment, my good sir.
What?
And that was 5 books with the theme of your choice, and that brings us to the 5-finger shuffle.
I only found 2. I'm doing bad. I only found 2.
You only found 2. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. And you know, you're still doing better. You're still doing better than Paul, who did not bring one physical copy of anything except for, I think, 1 omnibus.
Oh no. Well, the theme I picked was indie comics because I'm trying to read more indie comics and seeing what out there that is non-DC, non-Marvel, and some sort of not too much Dark Horse. So yeah. So one of them is it's an anthology because you don't see very many anthologies these days. It's really rare to see an anthology. I mean, action comics, detective comics, those start off as anthologies, and people forget they were anthologies. So it is an anthology that's Sword and Sorcery, and it comes from the really recent publisher EC Comics. And this is number 2. It's Cruel Kingdom.
Ooh!
Sword and Sorcery anthology. It is so good. It is so good. Each storyline is a little bit dark, but like very Sword and Sorcery. This issue has a storyline in which a guy like wins this battle and gets this super cool sword, but of course, with the magic that makes it super cool, also comes a curse. And it's just really good.
Of course, you cut off right after super cool sword.
Okay, say it again. I don't mind saying it again. I'm going to put my glasses on so I can read the author's name. So the storyline is the knight wins a battle and he gets this sword that gives him all this special abilities, but it has a curse on it that he doesn't think about. And it's
no.
And that one's by Greg Pak. So, and then Al Ewing's in here. I mean, some really well-known recent artists or writers are in it. This is actually issue number 1. I forgot. I realized I picked up issue number 1 today. Yeah.
I think I have the gold foil cover somewhere around here.
Gold foil covers.
You know, the embossed logo thing.
Yes. But I heard about their other anthologies they were doing that EC was doing, and I was like, I'm not a big horror fan. But I asked my LCS, I'm like, hey, I heard about the Cruel Kingdom. Is that coming out? And he goes, yes, that's coming out. I'm like, okay, put it on my list. I want to read this. And it's been great. I just enjoy it. And another indie comic I'm really getting into, only because, well, the writer and artists are always great. It's from the guys who created Curse Words and 8 Billion Genies, Charles Soule and Ryan Brown, and Lucky Devils. I mean, this is issue 2, and so far it's been really great. The storyline is, I'll just give you this kind of synopsis. Think of the idea of, having that angel and demon on your shoulder.
Yeah.
So you don't have the angel, you just have the demon. And that demon decides, you know what? I'm tired of trying to get you to do bad things. Let's see what happens if I get you to do good things. So it's really good storyline about 2 little devils that are trying to get their people to do good things because they're good people and they want to see them succeed. They're like, what could happen? What could happen? And that's the whole storyline. So I love it. So.
Interesting, but like, I can't wait to. Anyhow, you know what? I saw issue 1. I'm like, this is cute, and like, but again, my budget is so tight. I just let it slide away.
Fair. Yeah. I mean, I didn't pick up 8 Billion Genies till after it came out last Washington Summer Con this last summer. Ryan and Charles were there. Charles had left before I got to the booth, but Ryan was still there, and he had all the issues of 8 Billion Genies. And I'm like, I just threw my money down and said, I'm buying it right now.
You're like, give it to me. Give them all to me.
Yeah, and that week I devoured all of it, and it was so good. I love the way they play with themes and with storylines and just everything they do in their stories. It's really great. So I'm enjoying it. So if you can get it when it comes out in trade, I would do it. Or if it comes out on like Global Comics or one of the other places you can get it, read it. Worth it.
Listen, I really like Charles Soule. Most of his work has been very good. So I would say.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I said I would say yes to it. That's all.
So he and Ryan sometimes help out with a podcast called oh my gosh, what's the name of the podcast? Hold on. Colors Don't Bleed. And it's just talking about comic books and the writing process and they have all these different, I think they've had Tom Taylor on. They've had so many different writers and authors and creators on and just talking about their process and just it's a great podcast. If you want a podcast that's just talking about the creative process of writing and creating comic books, I would say
I want that. I want to be the one running it. and this show is supposed to be a hybrid of like community members and like, you know, guests, and I just haven't been so successful. I tried to get Tim Sheridan, and I went through Tim Sheridan's like publicist, and like I don't know what terrible things have happened on my show where the publicist never wrote back to me after like our first 3 messages.
Boo.
Yeah, boo, exactly.
Okay, so it's called Ideas Don't Bleed. Sorry guys, I said the name wrong. So look wherever you watch podcasts, Ideas Don't Bleed. It's a great podcast, and it's worth just listening to them talk about the creative process and the interviews they have about just the like writing and creating in general. It's just really good to listen.
I mean, I love it. I'm gonna give it a shot.
Do it.
Although, like, so here's my problem. The reason I want to do it myself is because, like, sometimes I'm like, you are wasting so many questions. Like, I'm just like, oh my God. And then, like, you'll hear their guests, like Claremont or whoever, tell the same story you've heard 500 times.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't
and
think it's like, but yeah, I get it. It's that.
Yeah, so, like, I'm like, so you once told this story about how you got punched in the face by Jack Kirby. I want to know the details, you know? Like, I'm like, or I'd be like, so I want to know what your relationship with Jack Kirby was like. And then let them finish the story of the punch. I want to know.
Right.
You know? All right, that was a bit much, but like, you know where I'm going. But, and I love the creative process. I love where people, you know, are coming from. Like, that's why I love talking to Phil and George about like their work on Wonder Woman, and like, oh my, and George was so flattering of Phil, you know, like before I had even talked to them about Wonder Woman together.
Oh my
George had previously told Phil that he loved what he did with the island, and he felt he like fulfilled like where the Amazon, the evolution of the Amazons, right? And Phil was like so freaking moved, you know. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Say that. Oh.
It's wonderful. So
that was writers I've missed out on hearing them share their stories and their ideas. So I try my best anytime. That's what I love about Washington SummerCon. They're really good about getting comic book creators there. And like I got to meet Larry Hama this last time, and Ryan and Mark Waid was there. And I think
Mark Waid's great.
Oh my gosh. He was so down to earth. He was like, I brought some Black Widow to have him sign. He's like, no one asked me to sign any of this. Do you want to hear some stories? I'm like, yes, please. Oh,
you're like, break out the stories. Break it out.
Dan Jurgens was there this last year. Got to talk to him about his Teen Titans run a little bit. Yeah. So it's great stuff. Terry, the Dodsons always show up to Washington SummerCon, so I love seeing them there and talking to them every time. So it's a fun show. It's a fun con to go to. But yeah.
It sounds wonderful.
I can go almost talking about comic conventions, so just shut me up if you need to.
No, it's only a comic book show. We're talking about comics. I love seeing him at Terrificon this past summer, so I hope I'm seeing him again soon. You know, he's just great. I'm trying to remember which series was his.
Which series of
Black Widow?
Oh,
I know it's him and Samney worked on it together, right?
I don't have it in front of me because I got trade and I've got a few of the single issues. I don't have them in front of me.
That's like no. I'm doing the search. Yeah. I'm gonna assume. Nope. I'm assuming wrong. Let's see. 2005?
Yeah.
Nope, that's Senkowitz.
No, it was probably a little bit before or after that. Maybe it was after Senko. I don't remember. My brain's blank.
Daniel Acuna. And Jujevic. I like this series with Marjorie Liu writing it.
Oh, that was such a good series. The recent ones were so good. I was so sad when they ended. A really good Black Widow. That's not just a Black Widow story. It's Black Widow, Hawkeye, and Winter Soldier.
Yes.
The Tales of Suspense.
Man, Black Widow's second series is written by Devin Grayson and Greg Rucka.
Yeah.
I'm refining all these series except for the one that I want.
Oh, sorry. I get for bringing it up.
All right, 7 series. Black Widow's 7th series is it.
That's what it is. You're right. Yes.
That's the one. That's the one. Good gravy. Good gravy. Holy cow. My goodness. All right, so Black Widow 2016 7th series written by Chris Samney and Mark Waid. There we have it. Holy cow.
Yeah. I think it was some really good work. I really enjoyed it. That's why I said to Mark that I really enjoyed your work on it. It was really fun. And he was like, thank you. No one ever talks to me about that. He says, they talk to me about everything else, but they never ask about Black Widow.
Well, you had to do such a banged up job, man, on freaking World's Finest that you got everybody talking about that.
Well, like Dan Jurgens, when I went up and talked to him about Teen Titans, he's like, no one talks to me about my Teen Titans run.
I mean, exactly. It's like that's there too.
Yeah. Sometimes that's what I am. Like my thing with comic books is I will go to see authors and creators and I'll bring up the stuff I love. And sometimes it's not the most popular thing. And so it's always good to hear them say, oh my gosh, I'm glad you like this. Like I met Ann Nocenti and I had brought up Longshot with me to have her sign. And she was like, oh, my baby. And so we talked for 10 minutes about Longshot. It was the greatest day ever.
You know what's fun for me? I brought the complete Dead Man by Jose Garcia Lopez to him. And he's like, can I open this? And I was like, of course, you can do whatever you want. I'm so enamored. I'm like, destroy it. I don't even care. Yeah. And
you can click it.
And he looks at his first double-page spread in the first issue. He goes, man, I was crazy. I said, you're never crazy. You're brilliant. Brilliant. You know? And then he said, and then I forgot what his handler said or whatever. And I was like, no, yo lo voy a contestar yo mismo. And then I went right into Spanish. Because I don't know what's with him. I don't know if it's old age or maybe he rediscovered religion. I don't know, but he found his Dead Man work shocking, and I was like, it is fabulous, and don't you forget it.
Right? Yeah.
And then we took a nice picture, and that was it.
Yay! Good story. Yes,
it is. I love him.
That's
alrighty. Oh my God, you're what? You're 3 hours behind me, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's still early for you. I'm like, I'm like, it's after 10. I'm crashing and dying inside. It's so great.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, you've had a long week healing, so.
Yeah, I had I had an itinerary for you, and I'm like, okay, we made the bare bones of the itinerary. We made the bare bones.
Well, I guess I'll have to come on again.
No, that's exactly it. Actually, so what we'll do is I'll have you on again, and I'll try to make it so that John is with you.
Yes.
And then we'll just it'll be the team up because so I have this unofficial rule that if you come back on, I need to pair you with somebody to I want to elevate or spice it up a little bit. So that's it.
7:10 Comic Tobias too. Yeah, it's about that time where I am right now. He's at least on the same coast as me, baby.
Oh, 17. Oh, good. You're at least in the same coast. I don't know. Watch out. Comic Toby might be, could be some boyfriend material. Do you have anything to share with everybody of where you're going to be?
Oh, where I'm going to be? In real life, I will be at actually an anime convention next month called SakuraCon here in Seattle. I'm just going to be helping out a friend and working at their booth and just enjoying the con because anime cons are fun to go to too. And then I talked about Homo Superior. I'll say this, it's in May. Homo Superior is in May in Portland. Then I'll be at Washington Summer Con.
You needed to tell me last June.
I'll give you this hint. Every year it's sometime in May. So just keep May dates open next year. Then I'll be at Washington Summer Con, which is also here in the area, Washington area in June. And then online, you'll find me mainly either on Instagram or YouTube sharing just comic book and cosplay stuff. Like I do every Wednesday, I do my new comic book day haul. I do that both on Instagram and on YouTube. And then whenever I go to a con, I try to make some cosplay videos or a little vlog of the con, and those come up whenever I go to a con. So I got stuff from Emerald City.
Con, I love it.
Yeah, I've got stuff from Emerald City coming up soon. Oh, and then of course, Free Comic Book Day. Okay, this is something I love to do every Free Comic Book Day. Do you go to Free Comic Book Day where you are? Are you able to do the Free Comic Book Day?
Oh yeah, absolutely, yes.
I do a crawl. You know how there's pub crawl?
I used to do a crawl too.
I do a crawl every year. There are about 12 comic book stores in the area I live in the Seattle area. So I try to go to as many of them as I can, and I make a vlog of it. And so this year my goal is to try to get to all 12. I've gotten to 10. That's the farthest I've gotten. So this year I'm trying for 12. But I do that every first Saturday of May. Is Free Comic Book
That's
Day.
Nice. Good for you. I look forward to the video.
Yeah.
My record for the area is I did 4. I started like in Harriman because that guy opened first.
Nice.
And then I traveled up to Poughkeepsie because that person opened second. And then my local shop, which opened next, which was in Hyde Park, and then like off to Port Ewing. And that guy actually opened around the same time as my guy. But I was like, well, But then when I got to Port Ewing, this was such a complicated thing. But anyhow, because my ex was with me at the time. And we got there, and then he recommended this Mexican restaurant to us because it was Cinco de Mayo, right?
Oh, yeah.
And so I was like, oh, hell yeah. So we went to the place. It was so busy. We sat ourselves down, and the waiter walked by, and it's like, oh, where did you two come from? So they cleaned our table. We had a lovely meal. The woman next to us, who was like with her, like very like very I don't know. They were very intellectual. The conversation was very intellectual. I really admired it. I admired their conversation. I admired everything the whole evening until the end when they were getting up. My ex and I happened to look at our phones, and she made a comment, and I was like, oh no, bitch, you did not. So the next thing you know, we're getting into a fight, and the place is so busy. The management has no tolerance for us, throws all 5 of us out, right? And then when I get into the car with my ex, he's like, what was that even about? I was like, this bitch had the nerve to open her mouth about us being on the phone at our dinner table after I thought nothing but complimentary of her the entire night. And I was like, I can't believe it. So then one of the guys she was with beeped the horn and gave me the finger as they left, and I gave him the finger back. And then 3 years ago, I went to the editorial office of the Spanish newspaper La Voz, and one of the contributing writers is her. And she's coming down the hallway to meet him. And so anyhow, I'm like looking there, and I'm like, oh, good. I shaved recently. I'm like, my hair is okay. Like, maybe she won't recognize me. And she comes in, and we talk, and she introduces herself, and we have a lovely chat. And I talk about, what services that my nonprofit is offering in the area. And here's my contact information. And I look forward to hearing from you, and blah, 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 blah. And I got the hell out of there. She never recognized me. And all I could think is like, damn it, all the margaritas you had that night paid off, bitch, because you didn't even remember this. I was so happy.
Crazy. Oh, that would have been so crazy.
Can you imagine that you're somewhere in a professional establishment and this person is like, you're the a-hole who chewed me out at the Mexican restaurant on Cinco de Mayo.
That would be so awkward. Oh, I'm glad.
What's more awkward is that I have a better relationship with this woman than I do with my ex from that day. Right? Sounds right.
Good time. I love it. Good time. Well, thanks for having me on the show. I enjoyed being here.
Thank you for your. Oh, never knew you spoke Spanish. Sí, hablo español un poquito, no más que un poquito, pero tú sabes, yo puedo entender muy bien, tú sabes, y puedo procesar las palabras, pero muchas veces, tú sabes, a veces me viene, a veces me sale, a veces no me entra el español y no me sale en inglés. Ahí se pasa. Ahí es. Y algunos días, tú sabes, tengo un fuego por dentro y no tengo remedio. No hay remedio.
I understood in fuego. That was it.
I get a fire inside me. Yes.
That's cool.
There you go, Toby. There you go. This is great. Right now I have in my mind, it's just like Toby's trying to figure out like which one of us he can date and how this will work. You know, and like we're each here scoring points, and he's just like frantic, like he's like two gay single nerds. Oh, what am I gonna do?
I love it. That doesn't happen to me very often.
The last time it happened to me was my college years, and it nearly ended a friendship with a friend of mine. And really, he finally sobered up and apologized to me, because while we were out drinking, he was upset that this guy had any interest in me, and he was like, "And why would he have any interest in you? You're tall, fat, and disgusting. I'm more attractive. I don't even understand why he's wasting any time with you."
Horrible.
Yeah, and that was one of my best friends that year. So, oh my God, I do and I don't miss my 20s.
Right? I'm glad my 20s happened offline and it wasn't a thing, because oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It would be so bad.
So brutal. So brutal. Not as brutal as that 12 issues of Black Widow by Chris Samney and Mark Waid, but brutal.
Way to bring it around. That was awesome. That was good.
All right. All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It was a pleasure having Joel here. This was great. I'm so glad. First, I'm so happy you reached out to me. Second, I'm so glad we made it happen. And I prayed for the iMac to come around, and it worked.
Yes, so far.
All right, everybody. Remember, spread that love. Until next time, peace.